Well, as my good friend Jim Nance, who I saw last week, would say, it's a tradition unlike any other, the Augusta National Golf Club and the Masters Tournament. And just think of all the greats who have passed through the Cathedral in the Pines there, Amen Corner at Augusta National. Bobby Jones, Ben Hogan, Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, Gary Player, Tiger Woods, and Tom Izzo. Ben Wright, who was the CBS golf analyst for 25 years, perched there between the 15th green and the 16th tee, would have called the action this way had it happened, and he did so a year ago, and we had Coach Tom Izzo on the phone with us. Here's what it sounded like.
Well, here we are with Tom Izzo poised for a famous victory here at Augusta National. He enjoys a 3-stroke lead over his nearest rival, and I believe he's going to draw, yes, a 7-iron for his second shot to the final green. 2 practice swings, as usual, and now he's over the ball. My word, what an incredible shot. A foot from the hole. It's his by at least 3, probably 4. And congratulations to Tom Izzo in winning the 2011 Masters.
Now in Chicago at the Big Ten meetings, Coach Tom Izzo, a few days from having actually lived the dream and played Augusta National, is on the other end of our line. Good morning, Coach.
Well, Michael Patrick, it was a bad dream for me. It wasn't quite like it was just discussed, but it was an incredible experience, I can tell you that.
Tell me you wore green at Augusta National.
I did.
Well, why wouldn't you, right?
That was enjoyable. I told him it was kind of a Michigan State party there, and thank God I met a few Michigan State guys that were there and played with Joe Ferguson once and Tyrone Willingham. So I had some Spartans with me.
Well, I was at the Accident Fund Grand Black Tie opening Saturday, and someone tugged me by the arm, and it was Joel Ferguson, and I don't think he'd ever been that excited to talk to me in his whole life. And he was telling me about the trip to Augusta National, and I said, well, who won, you or Coach Izzo? And then all of a sudden he wasn't as excited anymore because he told me how you beat him on the 18th hole when he flashed it into the trees off the tee.
Well, I don't consider that a major victory because Joel's up and down sometimes, but it was a victory nonetheless, and I really enjoyed my experience there, Michael. It was incredible, as you've said, and so it was another bucket list thing that I got to do.
Yeah, I mean, now tell me, because as a golf writer, I've covered the Masters a lot of times, and I've been there, but I've never played golf there. When you get to the first tee, and are you nervous? And then when you get in the first fairway, the place is so pristine, do you feel guilty even taking a divot?
Yeah, I do. That's a good way to put it. And there are a lot of divots because you've got to be, you've really got to hit good wedge shots, and the putting in the short game really is the difference in the course. But just to walk it and realize how maybe more hilly it is than you would think, and some of the shots you have to make, where you put the ball, it was incredible. And remember, on most tees, we were anywhere from 75 to 100 yards closer than the pros play it.
So how long did number 12 play, the Golden Bell, the par 3, and what club did you use, and what did you shoot?
Well, I actually, played well at times, and 3 times I got to play it. And I had one great round and one awful round, and so I was up and down a little bit, but I will say this, those par 3s, as well as you're playing, then all of a sudden you can take a 6 or 7 on a par 3. It kind of ruins the score a little bit. So I parred a few holes, actually birdied 2, but there were a lot of double, triple, and whatevers after that.
Joel said you stayed right there on property?
Yeah, we did stay in the cabins, and it was that was pretty exciting too. Just walking around and seeing the different cabins, the butler and everything else, and we got some tours of the main facility where the champions locker room was, and all those things. So it was definitely, as I said, a bucket list treat for me, and one that I'm not sure I'll ever get back, but I will always remember.
We talked to Lloyd Carr a few minutes ago. He's going in the College Football Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
and he was careful to point out that you'd been very good to him in terms of fundraising for Mott's Children's Hospital. And I remember one time he told me, this was a long time ago, he said he went to Bo Schembechler and said, Bo, I've never asked you for anything in my life, but I think it's time I go play Augusta National. Can you call Frank Broyles down there and get me hooked up? And he did the bucket list thing too, but it's pretty cool. And then I was with Matthew Stafford yesterday, the Lions quarterback. Now this is youth for you, and you deal with this all the time. He played football at Georgia. He told me he got invited to go play the National, and he turned it down because he was too busy. He figured someday another invitation will come. And I said, boy, you know, you're really taking your chances on that one because it's a rare and lucky thing. And Gregory Eaton Saturday night said he got invited and turned it down once too, and he's never been invited back since. So you got one up on those guys.
Well, I think Gregory was scared to play it, maybe. You know, I'll have to deal with him later. But, you know, it's pretty neat Lloyd got to play it, and I do commend him for his latest award. And I know he was at Michigan State not that long ago to pick up the Duffy Doherty Award. So very deserving of a class guy, and he has been a friend of Northern Michigan grad, and guy that's done a lot for, I think, college football and college sports. And Matthew Stafford better realize that a couple of bad hits and he might not be the guy anymore and might never get to the Nationals. So he should take advantage of it while he can.
That's it. Invite yourself to the party. Will you be in a Masters golf shirt the next time I see you?
You know, I did purchase a shirt and a hat because that's the ritual you have to do. But I don't know. You got to have a game to wear one of those things. And right now, my game is only good enough to beat Joel Michael Patrick, so it's not good enough for anything really to brag about.
Congratulations, and thanks for the call from Coach Tom Izzo. Now has played Augusta National.